And then I turned around and started finding swinging and picked out. So my phone gets down and like, it's where I was. But I still was
Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon. It is 4 o'clock on the 11th of April. Welcome to our Board of Trustees meeting. We are still waiting for at least one of our trustees to arrive, but in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get the meeting started with our Pledge of Allegiance. So if I could have, we'll all stand, and then I'm like, ugh. We'll have Trustee Harrison lead us. The flag is right behind you.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry about that. I have a little bit of the post Crafton tour brain, still cooling off from our warm temperatures today. I think it snowed on Monday. Anyway, with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to public comments. And so pursuant to Board Policy 2350, any person may speak to the Board of Trustees either on an agenda item or other matters of interest to the public that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board and before any board action is taken. Comments must be limited to 3 minutes per speaker and 20 minutes on the same or substantially similar subject unless a majority of the board votes to extend the time limit. As a matter of policy, members of the board may not discuss or respond to matters raised during public comment unless the matters are properly noticed for discussion or action in open session. If you have questions about access or if you require accommodation to participate in the public meeting, please contact the Chancellor's office as far in advance of the board meeting as possible. So with that, do we have any public comments?
No public comments.
Okay, no public comments. So we are not in a position to take action at this point. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and skip the action item of approval of the minutes, and we'll go straight to our recognitions and celebrations. And so we have our applause cards. So we are going to have those displayed, and we will recognize and provide applause for recipients for their extra effort. All right. And if I can just add, I really do want to add my applause to the entire team that toured us today. It was an incredible opportunity to see not only the new buildings, the new footprint, the future of what Crafton Hills College and the Community College District is going to be, but it was an opportunity to see the amazing professionals behind the scenes that are really pushing this work forward. So thank you. If we could do one more applause just for the tour today. Thank you. All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and continue in our recognitions and celebrations. And next up is our retirement. So I'm going to turn it over to our Executive Vice Chancellor Torres, who will help us in recognizing our retirements.
Yes, thank you. And I just want to mention that there's 5 individuals on the list, as you can see on the screen. And between all 5 of them, they have over 135. They have 136 years of experience. How amazing is that? That is insane. That's great. Yeah, for an applause. Yeah. So we have Adams Catherine, Professor, Child Development. She's retired after 26 years of service with the district. She submitted a letter of intent to retire effective May 22nd. She began her career employment at SBCCD as a child development instructor at the Child Development Center, a position that she held for the entirety of her professional life. John, lead grants taker here at Crafton, celebrated after 32 years of service with the district. John has submitted his letter to retire effective March 28th, so he's probably already enjoying his retirement right now. His employment with SBCCD as a grant caretaker in the maintenance department, and in 2020, he was promoted to lead grants taker, and where he remained for the rest of his professional career. Manuel, Professor Automotive, he served Valley for 43 years with the district. He submitted his letter of resignation or intent to retire effective June 1st, 2024. He began his employment with SBCCD as an instructor in the Automotive and Applied Technology Department, and he held that position entirely for his professional career. Yolanda, Associate Dean, Health Sciences, after 14 years of service with the district, submitted her letter of intent to retire effective June 1st, 2024. She began her employment at SBCCD as a nursing instructor in the nursing department. And then in 2021, Yolanda was promoted Associate Dean in Health Services, where she remained for the rest of her professional career. And then last but not least, Blanca, teacher assistant at San Bernardino Valley College. After 21 years of service to the district, she submitted her letter of intent to retire effective June 1st, 2024. She began her employment with SBCCD as a child development assistant at the Child Development Center, a position that she held for the entirety of her professional career. Again, 136 years of experience in just those 5 individuals. So.
Well, congratulations to them. We'll do one more because it just seems appropriate. It's a lot of history and experience that walking out the door over the next couple of months. Well, it looks like we now have a quorum, so we can go back to our approval of the minutes.
So moved.
So for our March 14th minutes, we have a motion and a second. And exciting, we have a new voting system. So we do not need to do a roll call vote anymore. So what I will say is, all those in favor, or actually any discussion? I got confused already. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, vote on your little machine. Any opposed? And you should see it. And any abstentions? Okay, so ordered. So we have our minutes. That went smooth as, I don't know, not so smooth, but okay, we're moving on. So now we are on to our action. What do I do?
So how about it worked?
Oh, it worked. Oh, okay. I'm like, oh, what do I do? So now we are on to our action agenda. So first up on our action agenda will be our board policies for final approval. So I will look for a motion on.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion on the final approval of the board policies?
Nope.
So excited about the machine notes. Okay. So then with that, all those in favor, push your button. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? All right. So ordered. Next up is our College and Career Access Pathways Partnership Agreement with Bear Valley Unified School District. I'll look for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, I guess just, I don't have to say it that way. Just make your vote. Okay, we're getting there. Vote. Okay, I don't have to do anything else. There you go. So with that, so ordered. On to next item, which is endorse nomination of 2024 Classified Employee of the Year Award.
So moved.
We have a motion by trustee Longville, a second by trustee Harrison. Discussion. I know there's a small change.
Is there actual nomination?
Oh.
Yes. Madam Chair, may I?
Mhm.
So there's a small change. As we prepared this board item, the nominations were taking place at Valley College. And since the print of this agenda, they have already selected the employee who would like to be nominated. The employee's name is Damon Smith. He works at Valley College, and would like to make some very small amendment to add his name to it, to the agenda, to the board item itself.
And that change is acceptable to the maker.
And I accept. the
Okay,
change.
so we have a motion and a second to endorse the nomination of Damon Smith as the 2024 Classified Employee of the Year. Any discussion? Hearing none, cast your vote. Here we go. I'm getting into a flow now. All right. Phew. All right, on to tentative agreement with the CTA. So we're going to call on our Executive Vice Chancellor to introduce this item and the
Yeah.
details we need to know.
Sure, definitely. I just want to introduce this item that this board action reflects the culmination of months of negotiations with CTA, with the proposal now before you for the approval of Articles 10 and 13. Particularly noteworthy is Article 10, focusing on wages. It is important to emphasize that this proposal originated from CTA, and after careful consideration, the district tentatively accepted pending your board approval, of course. It is also important to note that tentative agreement is also subject to ratification by CTA's governing board.
Okay, with that additional information, in addition to what we have on Govenda or in paper, do I have a motion to approve the tentative agreement with the CTA?
So moved.
If I may, Madam Chair?
Yes.
I'd just like to ask, just double check that I am understanding correctly, that we are being asked to vote in favor of the agreement which has been officially tendered to us by the CTA.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you very much, and I will second the motion.
Okay. Okay, so we have Dr. Gonzalez
Oh, I'm
who
sorry,
who
no.
provided the motion. We have a second. I'm going to say by
Don't need
trustee
it.
Longville. And so then with that, I'll ask for any other discussion.
I have a question. This is a tentative agreement. And so the next step will be for the membership to vote in favor of the agreement, right?
That is correct.
When will that happen?
The vote has already taken place. CTA is tallying their votes, and we'll probably know by the end of the month if it has passed or not passed.
Okay. And so we have negotiation on a yearly basis. What? Was there something I missed?
No.
Okay. Okay.
I think
So-
you voted already. No? Okay, that's sorry.
Okay.
So what I'm
can I
hearing is
ask
the
my
vote is
question?
pending. So
There was-
and in the agenda item, it is spelled out that this is pending the vote from the
It is pending,
membership.
yeah, it's
Okay.
pending
Then
CTA.
my question is different.
Mhm.
And that is, once it gets approved, and I'm assuming that it will be approved, then when is negotiation start? Does it for the following year? Is it next year? Is it 3 years from now? When is it?
No, so negotiations begin next year.
Uh-huh.
Negotiations happens every year. This is a 2-year agreement. So the item that will be negotiated might be a little bit different. The articles that will be negotiated have to be sunshine with the board. as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So they'll decide
So
where
that's
they
the
want to sunshine.
process.
That is the
So
process.
this one does not come up again for 2 years.
That is correct.
Okay, that's all I need.
That's
Provided it's approved.
Provided it's approved.
Okay. So with that, is there any other discussion? All right. So hearing none, we will now take our electronic vote. I'm getting better with each one. Okay. All right. Motion carries. See, I'm getting there. I'm getting the hang of it. Okay. So on to our next action item, which is the student trustee privileges.
Madam Chair, I'd like to motion.
Okay. We have a motion
Second.
and we have a second by our student trustees. So with that, is there any discussion? I will just say thank you to our student trustees. With that, we will take our electronic vote. And the motion is approved. Okay, we are now moving into our consent agenda, which is expected to be routine and non-controversial. It will be acted upon by the board at one time without discussion. Any member of the board or staff or citizen may request that an item be removed from this section for discussion. Are there any items to be pulled from the consent agenda?
I'd like to pull item D1, please.
D1. Anything else? And sometimes my paper looks different. Okay, with that, I will look for a motion to approve the consent agenda with item D1 pulled for separate consideration.
So moved.
So we have a motion from trustee Harrison. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Dr. Gonzalez. At this time, we will take our electronic vote. And our consent agenda has passed. So now we will go to D1 in that consent agenda, which I'm pulling up on my handy dandy, which is the award bid for the Crafton, consideration of approval to award the bid for the contract of the Crafton Hills College renovation project. So I will look for a motion on this particular agenda item before we enter into discussion.
So moved.
I'll make a motion, or a motion has been made to approve by trustee Harrison. Do we have a second? I'll make the second. With that, I will open up this item for discussion.
I don't need to discuss it. I just wasn't going to vote for it.
Okay. Oh, okay. No discussion. So any other non-discussion discussion?
Is there a challenge with it, or
I don't like the design.
what about it?
About Crafton Hall?
Yeah.
I'm sorry that today was the first I'd seen the new design, but I don't, from what little I have seen, I don't like the way that it is compromising the original architecture. That's the only problem. So I'm not going to vote against it, but I'm going to abstain.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to approve the item. So we will now go to our electronic vote. So go ahead and vote how you choose to vote. And with that, we have 2 abstentions and 5. So the motion carries. Okay. So we are now on to our reports. Uh-huh. I don't know. The machine doesn't tell me. Should we do a roll call?
It was Williams, Houston, Longville, and Harrison. Yes.
Okay.
And student trustee
Diami. Ruiz Martinez.
Yes, Luis Martinez. Thank you. And 2 abstains. Thank you.
Okay.
Just point out information.
Yes.
What does an abstention vote mean in this? Like when there's no, usually you abstain when there's a conflict, or what does it mean?
An abstention vote, I'll say it, speak louder. An abstention vote counts as a no vote.
All right. So it wouldn't.
Just the
So right. So if we had more abstentions than approved, then it would not pass. Okay. Great. With that, we are on to our reports. So first up is our Board Finance Committee report.
Thank you very much. Ooh, I got to turn on my own microphone. Thank you very much. I first off want to thank Mike Strong and Farah Farazne and everyone else who was involved with the fantastic tour we had of all of the campus projects today. It was really helpful for us to be able to see firsthand the things that we often only see in reports. So it was really great, and we appreciate everyone who was involved in making that happen for us today. So what we got to see were the site of the future instructional building, which will be replacing the existing Finkelstein Performing Arts Center, which is currently in design, and a projected completion date of December of 2027. We heard about the new cooling tower replacement, which was replacing these cooling towers and updating their controls, et cetera. It was great that it was at least 90% higher, local hire project, and it is estimated to be completed last month. It was completed last month. We're looking at the Central Complex 2, which is getting new installation, high efficiency HVAC, and new LEDs. Also a 90% local hire, which is predicted to be completed this coming August. It's always the fun part when you see like the stuff that's going on at the Public Safety Training Center. So it was very cool. That, of course, was completed last January. Also over 90% local hire. But we got to see the demonstration of ladder use on building by a number of the cadets, and then also a simulated kitchen fire, and how they were training to deal with those things. So it was very exciting to see that. We moved on to the Crafton Hills College solar voltaic replacement, which is a really cool new solar farm that's replacing the original solar farm that will provide 98% of the campus power, which is so much more than 43%, which is what the old system did. It's got a new Tesla battery energy storage system, which charges during the day and then powers the campus at night. It's a 95% local hire project, and it's fully installed, but we're just waiting to throw the switch. The Performing Arts Center construction site we got to see, which will house, of course, a 274-seat theater and music labs and costume and scene shops. It'll have a parking lot with electric vehicle-ready stalls. It's almost 60% local hire with the projected completion a year from this summer, so the summer of 2025. We heard a little bit about and saw some designs for the Crafton Hall renovation, and then accessibility phase 2, which will be adding an accessible route connecting the north and south campus and refinishing 4 parking lots, and that's 100% local hire, which will be completed, we hope, this month. And that's my report.
Thank you for that. We are on to our.
Could I make a comment?
Yes, please.
I was so pleased to see on the Fire Academy, one of the issues for many years was diversity of the cadets. And so today there was a great deal of diversity, and I understand I didn't get a chance to say hello to them, but we had 2 women as cadets. Yay. It's always been very difficult because of the upper body requirement. So it was fantastic. And then I have to compliment the team, the construction, everybody who is part of the team. I know that you have different names, but you are, in my estimation, you're one big team on the local hire. It took us a long time to get that passed as a policy, and you are executing it at such a wonderful level, and I congratulate you.
Thank you. Any other additions to that? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and our board legislative committee did not meet, so there's no report there. So I'll toss it back over to Dr. Gonzalez for a report on our policy and procedures ad hoc committee.
Thank you very much. Our committee met last week, and we discussed specifically Board Policy 2430, which is delegation of authority to the chancellor. That board policy was presented for its first read at the March board meeting, and we decided that it was necessary to clarify one of the items within that for its second read, which is on today. So I just want to share with you as part of the report what that change is. The sentence that we started with was the chancellor is delegated the authority to act on behalf of the board in an emergency for the protection of life, health, and safety of individuals and the protection of property. And then what we added was, and shall update the board in a timely manner. And that's our business from last week.
All right. Okay. Any questions, comments related to that? Don't see anything. So next we are on to Trustee Williams for our Board of Governors report.
Thank you, Chair. Just was excited last week to have our state chancellor be hosted in our district, Sonia Christensen. And we got a chance to discuss a range of topics with her, like college affordability, the impacts of AI, workforce development, and just really it was a great opportunity to highlight some of the great work that the team is involved in, and just really hoping to expand our partnership and hopefully funding opportunities through the state. The Board of Governors is going to have a 2-day retreat, April 29th and April 30th in Santa Monica. We'll be discussing the Vision 2030. We'll also be talking about generative AI. We're working with Amazon services to really look at the impact. Well, not necessarily the impacts, but when you think about the data sets that the state has, we have a large amount of data from all of the colleges, but we don't really have a centralized way to analyze it and to think about what some of the data means. And so Amazon Services is helping us just think through that. We'll also be talking about workforce development and climate action. And there's a Board of Governors meeting sometime, somewhen, and I don't remember when it is yet. So that will be coming. But if you're interested in looking at the agenda, you can look at the Chancellor's website. Thank you.
All right, next up is our Joint Powers Authority, and that is going to be me. So we are part of the San Bernardino Regional Emergency Training Center, which is a Joint Powers Authority between the Community College District and our County Fire District. We have an Airport Rescue Firefighter Training Program, so ARF. ARFF, over at on the footprint. I know it sounds funny, like I'm a dog, huh? At the footprint of the San Bernardino Airport. That is a facility that is about 20 years old or more at this point. And so we are in a position to need some refurbishment. And it is one of our legislative priorities that we have here and we've approved at this board to support that regional training center. We had an opportunity, actually the same day that the state chancellor was here, to host our Pete Aguilar's team as they came out to take a look at the facility because any airport is, of course, under the authority of FAA. And so showing them the facility, explaining to them what the needs are, and then having a little demonstration as well of how the facility works and showing who the facility serves. It does have a global footprint in that the training that is provided and the certification that's provided is an annual or a biannual certification requirement across the globe. And so we have folks coming from all over, not only all over the country, but all over the world to train and get their certifications. So it is a very much needed resource in our community and in our region, one of very, very few. The next closest facility is in Denver. And as you might imagine, the Denver facility does not run year round because of, well, snow. So we are really one of the only or the only on the West Coast to run year round. So lots of reasons to have continued support for the facility, and it was really a great opportunity to host the team from our United States Assembly to be able to demonstrate that. So that concludes my report. So with that, I will toss it over to our Executive Vice Chancellor, who is here on behalf of our Chancellor.
Yeah, she gave me a piece of paper. She said, do not deviate from that. It's okay. So I took notes to deviate from that. No, I'm kidding. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm pleased to pass along greetings from our Chancellor, Diana Rodriguez, who's on her way back from Washington, D.C. She was there attending the Haku National Forum alongside Trustee Reyes and our students trustee Michelle Lee and Diami Ruiz Martinez. They were there advocating for more funding for our colleges. Chancellor Rodriguez stayed an extra day to meet with Tom Vilsack, the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, to discuss the potential funding for workforce development programs and easier access to CalFresh, which helps students with food assistance. We are also celebrating Chancellor Rodriguez's recent recognition as the best leader of an academic institution by EdTech Chronicle, which congratulations to her. Also, congratulations to our student trustees. The AMI won 3rd place in the Haku Advocacy Speech Competition. Great job. And Michelle, research on how students perceive racial diversity efforts at their institution and how it affects their success was accepted for presentation at the prestigious Honors Research Symposium hosted by Stanford University. Michelle will present her work on May 4th, 2024. Good job. She also wanted to express a big thank you to everyone who made the State Chancellor's Office recent visit to SBCCD, Bernardino Valley College, a success. She also plans, the State Chancellor also plans to visit Crafton Hills College soon as well. Tomorrow, there will be a significant event. There will be a signing ceremony with the County of Bernardino to start a partnership that will expand access to CalFresh. And the goal there is to make it easier for students to access CalFresh benefits and proactively assist in those in need, while also assessing its impact on their academic performance. And on behalf of the Chancellor, thank you all for your dedication and for contributing to the progress we're making in supporting our students. That's her report.
Okay, thank you for that. We are now on to our represented groups, and we have a couple of written reports, but we will start with our Crafton Hills College Academic Senate. And Meredith is here with us, and you also provided us with the written report. It is beautiful.
I did, so good evening, everyone. However, there was a small... There we go. If you're reading this report and you're like, I thought they did that last month. I thought they did that last month. You would be correct, because somehow I managed to confuse the two reports and you actually have all the information from last month. So just put that aside for now. There's a couple of things on here that I will highlight, and I will resubmit the correct one. So if you really just can't wait to read what I have to say next time, or for the actual report. But anyway, so a few things that we did do. So one of the first things is we had a fabulous faculty student luncheon on campus last week. We had 2 food trucks come. Last year, Kevin graciously decided to take some of the money from faculty that we're donating to the President's Circle and give that to the Senate to use to support faculty and student events. And we figured one of the things that students always like is food. So we had a great event on campus. We had 2 food trucks. We had over 400 students come and just have lunch. We had tables set up, sit down, just talk with faculty, just hang out and have some meal. We'll have some food. So it was really, really well attended. And I want to say thank you to Kevin for deciding to do that, because that has really been a great use of those funds. Other things we've been doing, I was just going to say we have our professional development. We've been really working on our tenure track academy, which is a 4-year program we decided to create to support faculty in their first 4 years, learning about the campus, but also learning about best classroom practices, equity, those kind of things. And then our MOPED committee, the Senate MOPED committee, has done a tenure track academy resources on campus. So we've been really working on filling that shell for those faculty as well to support them in those first couple of years. March, we did Women in History Month, and we focused on STEM, CTE, and the arts. In April, our PD committee is planning events for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So they've been working on those. And then later this month, the Academic Senate Plenary, Statewide Academic Senate Plenary is meeting, where we kind of look at resolutions. We look at what we are going to do as a state and what we want to support and what we want to do moving forward. So that is what we're planning. We only have 2 more Senate meetings. I'm not going to say I'm excited, but okay, maybe I am. So we are wrapping up all of our stuff for the semester and looking forward to the summer. So that's it. Concludes my report.
Thank you. I think you can say you're low-key excited. Did I get that right? Is that how we say it? Okay. Okay. Next up is our Crafton Hills College Classified Senate.
Hello, welcome all to Crafton. It's nice to have you here on our campus. If your tour did not include the tutoring center, it's right down there at the bottom of the stairs, and we're one of the programs that's moving into that new instructional building in a couple of years. So come by and see what we're doing. I would like to start by talking a little bit about the classified retreat that was district-wide last month. I know she's not here, but I would like to thank Vice Chancellor Hannon and also Rania Hamdi from Valley for all the work that went into planning that event. I also really appreciate all the classified professionals across the district who went to it with an open mind and also with open hearts, because there were a lot of really important conversations that happened that day, and it was a great opportunity for us to hear from our peers. There was a lot of sharing of knowledge and experiences, difficulties and successes. And so it was a really successful overall. I would say it was a successful event, and we're looking forward to this becoming something that we get to do every year. Along with that, some of what we took away from that day is actually helping us plan our Classified Professionals Week, which is coming up in June as well. So plans are underway for that. We're really looking forward to that, and we're going to be pulling from our own professionals, our classified staff, to present some really good workshops for that as well. And I would like to thank our president Haran and also our vice presidents for their support of our classified staff in general, but also their support of our Classified Professionals Week. And on that note, I would also like to thank President Haran for the pilot program that he's been doing with the workplace wellness. I know that the participation hasn't been quite what we hoped for, but I know that the folks that have been attending that we've all been getting a lot out of it. It's actually brought kind of a small cohort of people a lot closer together. And I think that it's been really good in the community building, which I think was one of the hopeful outcomes of that. And I think that in that way, it has been very successful, and I hope it does continue. So thank you.
Thank you for that report. We are on to Crafton Hills College Associated Students.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hadi Nautur. I am the current outreach coordinator of the Crafton Hills Student Senate. To lead the fight against barriers to student success, Crafton Hills College presented and defended a resolution at the 2024 SSCCC General Assembly to implement low-cost textbooks for popular general education courses led by Crafton Hills College student trustee Michelle Lee. The associated students outlined the importance of affordable textbooks for students in the post-pandemic era and how subsidized learning materials can make a positive difference in learning outcomes. The resolution passed with broad support from the student delegates all over the state and will be a priority for the Student Senate for California Community Colleges for the 2024 to 2025 academic year. Leading the charge in promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion and access, Crafton Hills College Student Senate members participated in a discussion with renowned LGBTQ rights activist George Takei. Following an exclusive book discussion by Takei, posted by the college, a select group of students, including Student Senate President Angie Ocampo and Artistic Director Jared Shaw, attended an exclusive meet and greet. They shared their stories, learned more about how Mr. Takei had used his platform to uplift marginalized communities. The Crafton Hills College Student Senate reaffirmed its status as a leader in regional affairs and regional and financial affairs with the election of our current ICC Director, Thalia Radio, as the treasurer for Region 9. She will proudly represent community colleges in our region by supporting the financial objectives of the SSCCC using our organizational leadership skills and knowledge of the needs of our constituents. Robert Alexander was also re-elected as the VP of Regional Affairs. And thank you. That is all.
Thank you. I too got to attend the George Takei presentation. So good. Okay.
My.
Oh my, it was so good. Anyway, okay. So moving on now to San Bernardino Valley College Academic Senate.
My apologies. I didn't realize we had ran down that fast. You're very efficient tonight. Very efficient. All right. Thank you. Greetings, Chair Houston, Board of Trustees members. I have a very brief report today, and it is not written, and I will tell you why, because it's a comment I would like to make. But I do want to take a moment to reach back a bit into last month's Board of Trustees action items, and thank you for your support in improving the recommendation of 2 of our faculty members to tenure, which was Alexander Cruz and Maria Norangelo. So yay. We are excited to have them as part of our permanent body, although we had no doubts. That being said, we too will be attending the ASCCC plenary session to participate as a delegate and represent SBVC in the ultimate form of supporting policy and procedure. There's a lot of conversation around curriculum at plenary this year. AB 928, as you know, is coming to a close, at least kind of the tail ends of those pieces are being done. And so now we're moving into other parts of curriculum that faculty are quite concerned about. So anxious to see what those resolutions bring forward and how that directs our future work at Valley. In speaking of AB 928, I do want to recognize that our curriculum committee has completed their work on our local degree, and they made their recommendations, and that has come to the Senate and has come for a first read, and we expect that to be supported officially by our academic senate next week, Wednesday. So super excited that that has moved through, and I really want to recognize the work of the curriculum chairs, Janice Wilkins and Mary Copeland, as well as their working team as well, because they did a tremendous amount of work and they were extremely collegial in that process. So a 2-year process finally done. So there's, of course, the logistics to follow up from there, and we will get that done. We've been participating in our facilities planning and had that at College Council. That was really exciting to see some of the dreams and wishes for our future at San Bernardino Valley College. And I know that there's a lot of shared comments there, and I think it's really a process that is reflecting a desire to have a future for our students of a comfortable space, a safe space, and an accessible space. That being said, we're tired. I know I've said this before, but we're tired. It's a kind of tired it's hard to describe. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of initiatives. We're in meetings all day long. And I know this is true from faculty leadership all the way up to our executive committee leadership. I'm sure we're all hearing it. I don't know what the solution is. I think part of it is moving our district advisory committees to those Thursdays, and that's going to help align some of our scheduling. But all of this work requires man hours, and we're exhausted, and we're trying to pull in people. So I'm just sharing that we're tired. So I didn't have a report that was written, and I apologize. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Next up is our San Bernardino Valley College Classified Senate. Okay, looks like no report. San Bernardino Valley College Associated Students.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Buenas tardes. My name is Nelva Ruiz Martinez, ASG San Bernardino Valley College President. With me today, I have Vice President of ICC, Byron Stafford. I also have a representative from the Arts Club, Ricardo, and then an ASG Senator, Gina. So there's been a lot that we've been doing this past year. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to the VP of ICC. We recently transferred $20,000 to the ICC account. So he's going to go ahead and tell you a little bit of what we've been doing.
Hello, everyone. My name is Byron Stafford. What we did end up doing with that 20 grand is we had our club rush, which went on fantastically. We had about 300 students attend. We accounted for 500, but we kind of understand that it was raining that day. We had tacos that day for food to help our needy students and all that. Food is always good to get people out to those events. We also approved 8 grand. Shout out to our aeronautics team at San Bernardino Valley College because they are currently in Chicago competing in a contest to repair airplanes and all that stuff. Then we also approved another 5 grand for a generational trauma event, a whole month event for our Mind Matter Psychology Club, who has been been working with all the psychology professors in that department there. We've got ASG just went to General Assembly, and we voted on a lot of stuff. We haven't had a chance to talk to Brandon Cooley. He is supposed to give us a report soon. What else is there? I think that's, and then we are also very big proponents for Books Plus. We also had the ICC clubs come out and speak to you guys on that behalf. And we would like to just put that out there again. And is there anything you want to say?
Thank you, Byron. Ricardo?
Yes. Hello, I am ICC Rep Ricardo Cavada. I wanted to mention that ICC was after the pandemic. ICC has been more active thanks to President Nova and student trustee Diomi. We are more active than ever, and we're grateful for them, and we're grateful for you guys to approve our funding for our events, because we are here for the students, and if we're not here for the students, what's going to happen to them in the future? Thank you.
Thank you, Ricardo.
One more thing. There's going to be a new item for the VSNA. It's going to be for about $3,400 for their fundraising for their Nursing Association conference.
Gina? No. All right. Thank you very much. That's pretty much what we have for today. And we also want to go ahead and thank the board and thank all of our chancellors. I know our Chancellor Diana is currently in Washington advocating for us, so we want to go ahead and give her a huge shout out. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Thank you. Next up is CSEA. Looks like no report. Okay, next up is CTA. Looks like no report. Police Officers Association. Oh, no report. Okay, so now we are on to staff reports. I don't know where everybody's sitting. So, okay. San Bernardino Valley College president.
Thank you and good evening. We've known this for a while, but the official announcement came out today that the San Bernardino Valley College Foundation has been awarded a 3-year, $2.2 million grant from the San Manuel Band of Mission Indians. The grant will continue the tribe's long support of the San Bernardino Valley Bound program, as well as a significant expansion of the foundation's advancement capacity. So we're really happy to officially announce that this evening. Thank you, Trustee Williams, Chancellor Rodriguez, and Angel for helping to bring the state chancellor to Valley College. Last week, we had an extremely wonderful time visiting with her. She was able to see our CP1 building, as well as our nursing program and our culinary program. Our students loved having her there and being able to express some of their thoughts about the college to her. And also thank you for supporting Damon Smith, a 15-year employee, our warehouse technician who has served loyally all of the students, staff, and faculty at Valley College. We are having a number of events on campus every day, multiple events. Yesterday, we had over 600 students from the high schools attend Senior Day, and we were so happy to have them there. Thank Vice Chancellor Noemi Ornelas for being our keynote speaker, and the students loved her message that she shared with them. And the day before that, we helped over 400 students with their registration. And today we had a career fair, and Trustee Williams, we're sorry we missed you, but we were so happy that you could attend. Thank you very much. And that is my report.
Thank you. Next up is our Crafton Hills College president.
Thank you, Trustee Houston. Welcome, everyone, to Crafton Hills College, our little slice of heaven here in Yucaipa, California. I want to thank Vice President Strong and our district facilities team and all of our team with AECOM and Kitchell for the excellent tour they gave today and just the outstanding and innovative work they continue to do to advance our campus forward and our campus plan forward for the future. We just learned, this is hot off the presses, for the second year in a row, fall 24, we are #1 in the Inland Empire for UC transfer. This is the second, 2 years in a row for us and 3 of the last 4 years. And we're very excited about that. Thank you to the outstanding work of our transfer center, our counseling department, and all of the faculty that continue to work with their students to reach their educational goals. I want to thank everyone also that was able to come out for our big event, very successful event yesterday with George Takei. He was an amazing storyteller. I was able to spend some time with him before the event, and as amazing as he was on stage, he is an even more humble person one-on-one. And I'm so grateful that our One Book, One College program was able to bring him to the campus to share his experiences with us. This weekend, Crafton Hills College is excited to be a gold level sponsor for the Redlands Bicycle Classic. It is the longest running continuous stage race in the United States. It is a huge community event for the cities of Redlands and Highland where the race is taking place, and I encourage all of you to attend this weekend and support the race. April 27th, we are having our new spring musical, Legally Blonde, is launching. And because I lost a bet to Dr. Keith Wirtz, I will make a brief appearance in the play on the 27th. So I encourage you to come and make fun of me. And that's my report.
Thank you for that. Executive Vice Chancellor?
So I'm gonna combine my report and the report of Vice Chancellor of Human Resources. Just one item, and just to make sure that we thank Trustee Gonzalez for letting us use the library for the classified retreat. As you heard, it was a success. So Trustee Gonzalez, thank you very much on all of our behalf.
All right. So next up then is Vice Chancellor of Education and Student Support Services, Dr. Ornelas.
No update.
I'm so confused. Okay. With that, we have our information items. Are there any questions or discussion on any of the information items? Okay.
So this is just a little personal moment. I was conducting some research for a project the other day at work, and I came across something quite unexpected, which is the serendipity of original research. As it turns out, 44 years ago today, an article appeared in the San Bernardino County Sun newspaper sharing that 4 members of our greater community had been nominated as Hispanic of the Year, including our own Gloria Macias Harrison. I don't know if she remembers this. And she won. So, yeah. And there was even a picture in the paper, and I thought, I wish I had known you then, too. I was in kindergarten.
Oh my God. I want to see a copy of that.
It's a tiny little gut check there at the end. Thanks for that. That's awesome. Well, congratulations. But we probably could pick just about any day of the year, and our own trustee would have won an award. So, all right. With that, I don't think I heard any.
Kindergarten? Really?
Right. Ouch. Ouch. I do believe that we are now ready to go into our closed session. So we have closed session items: conference with labor negotiators, public employee dismissal, discipline dismissal release, one case, conference with legal counsel, one case, conference with legal counsel for existing litigation, one case, and public employee performance evaluation. So with that, do we have any public comments for closed session? No, that's all right. No public comments. Okay. So with that, we will convene into a closed session at, well, we'll take like 5 minutes to get there. So we will, we'll say at 5 o'clock straight up, we will go into our closed session. So we have actually 8 minutes to transition to the room where we will do that. So we will see you in 8 minutes. Okay, the time is 5:29 and we will reconvene the public meeting. There is no action to report out of closed session. So without objection, we will adjourn, and our next meeting is on April the 25th at 4 p.m. at our boardroom in San Bernardino. So at 5:29, this meeting is adjourned.